Let me walk you through a simple example of how, as a project manager, you can quickly form a project team by finding qualified resources on a project. I open Microsoft Dynamics AX Project Management and Accounting module. I create a new project and I call it Report Customization. I select the type of the project, the customer that I'm going to work with, and the start date, which is you choose based on the project timelines. And based on the conversations that I had with customer, I know it's going to be a very quick project, about a little bit over 2 weeks. I have my project start date and end date, and now I want to form the project team and secure the resources that I need. As any project, I need a project manager for this project. So I choose a project manager, and I choose the number of project managers that I need. And I have the option to book resources immediately or just add the requirements to the team and then book workers later. For now, I'm going to book a resource right away. Now system will show me the list of qualified resources in a span of time. So as you can see, my resources are on the left, sorted based on their skill match and availability. If you look into the standard qualification that I'm looking for, it seems that we are looking for a person with project management skills. And these resources seem to have those skills. But what if I want the project manager to be specifically PMP certified? So I should be able to select that. And I also identify that the resources should have all the qualification that I have expressed. And qualification in this scenario, all project management skills, and they need to be PMP certified. Let me search and see how the resources and the capacity can satisfy my demand. The good news is that I have 2 resources that match the requirement, and both of them are available. I choose Wilson, and I choose to book all of his capacity to the project. Let me close and go back. You will see that Wilson has been assigned as a project manager on this project. And the hours that we have booked for Wilson is about 96 hours because we selected the entire period of time. I have the project manager secured. And now I will add more resources to the project. I definitely need a senior developer to work on this project, which I try to find. And again, system will try to match the qualification expressed in the senior developer project role and come with the list of resources that can satisfy that requirement. I can see some resources are available. Obviously, I can see some resources that are not available. In this example, I would show how I can also add a specific qualification. It seems that I have HTML and I want Dynamics to be there. But I also want them to know SQL because it's a reporting project and there would be a lot of custom reports. And again, I want all these qualifications to exist in the resources that show up as match. There are 2 resources that are already busy, and there is DETR that is available. Although DETR comes from a different legal entity or subsidiary, and I will walk through how do you set up that later in the setup. I select DETR, and I say all of his capacity. So again, if I go back, you will see DETR is now assigned to my project as well. I will add the final or the last resource that I need, which is the tester on the project. In this scenario, I will use William, and I book all of his capacity on the project. Okay, I have all 3 resources that I want secured on the project with 96 hours booked. We need to pay attention on the hours booked. The hours booked are the hours booked against the project. Now, I agree with the customer, everything is good. I want to execute on the project, and I want to form a project plan and go to the detailed scheduling. That's where I open up the work breakdown structure. I import an existing work breakdown structure template, reporting project, where it has a set of standard tasks in a template that you use to execute and deliver a reporting project. And you can also see that each task has efforts. Efforts are going to play a big role in our resource scheduling, because the capacity of the resources that you assign to these tasks are up to the capacity or the effort identified here. Let me walk you through the experience. So this was an analysis work. And as you can see, all 3 resources that I have booked on the project will show up here. This is an analysis work, and in our organization, project managers do analysis as well. So I will book Wilson to be the project manager on this project. I book Wilson and see what happens if you want to drill down into detail of worker assignment. As you can see, during this start and end date, which I'm pointing to here, Wilson has been booked for 40 hours, which is the effort hours specified on the task. Now, in some scenarios, you might not want to distribute the efforts equally like that. That's where you can do it differently, where you can click View More Workers, when we will show you not only those 3 resources that are already on the project and being highlighted here, but also other resources. Now you have the option to choose another resource, or, for example, in this scenario, I will go with William. But this time, instead of all of his capacity, I choose to just book 50% of his capacity. If I close, now you will see that William is being booked on this task, which is a design, for example. But you still can see that this task is partially staffed. If I come back here, you can see that parts of his capacity is being booked. But still, I have more hours to book. So for this example, I will continue with booking resources. And when I'm done, you will see that all the resources that I want, I have a fully staffed project. I keep selecting the resources that I want. And for example, I want Dieter to work on this task as well. And now we go back to the project team. And we want to emphasize a little bit on the difference here. You will see that a project manager, Wilson in this scenario, has 96 hours booked against the project, but just 40 hours of his time is being assigned on the activities. Same for the other 2 resources that I have on the project. I open up the project plan again, and you can see why, right? During this period of time, I just have 40 hours, 120 hours, and 180 hours. So again, the focus here is that the effort hours specified on the tasks will function as the cap, and the capacity of resources will be assigned up to satisfying the effort hours or the cap. At any point of time, you can also specify a specific qualification that you have on the task here. So you can add other skills that you need. If you want to release a resource from a task, you can simply open up this drop-down, uncheck a resource, and say, OK. If you like the overall bookings or assignments of Dieter against a specific task, but on a specific days you don't want Dieter, you can always cancel those assignments. And when you do that, you will see that, for example, here I can see that this task is fully staffed, right? I have all of the staff hours that effort hours that I need fully staffed here. There is remaining effort hours or unstaffed effort hours as 0, and staffing status is fully staffed. Whereas in this scenario, this task, because I just released, is not staffed. So the other great feature that we have is you can come here and say automatically assign, where system will go and try to find the best qualified resources and book them and assign them on the tasks. In this scenario, you will see that resources are being assigned. So now your task is fully staffed, and if you don't like, you can tweak the assignment by releasing the resources that you don't need. With that, I continue my work, and now again I assign it to William, and I have my project plan fully staffed, and team is ready to go and execute on the project.